All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And salutations to the brethren that are pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. All right, this is your brother Yahweh Allah from GMS Chicago, coming at you again with another lesson. All right, now this video is going to be in response to all the hype that's been happening right now, or recently, with Druski and him mocking the Israelites. All right, specifically IUIC. All right. Now we here at Great Millstone have a separation with those Israelites. We believe in calling on the name of the Lord. We don't call the anointed Christ, which is in this world is made an idol unto that pale flesh image that has been given by our oppressors. All right, and there's many differences in doctrine. All right, but nevertheless, and the larger scale. All right, he's still mocking Israelites. All right, the fact that these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of the Most High, the true, all right, sons of the Most High, Yashar Allah. Okay, and so I just want to bring out a few precepts. Lord willing, I pray it's an edifying lesson. All right, because this guy thinks that the awakening of our brethren is a joke. He makes light of it. All right. And at the end of the day, he can laugh now, but when come judgment time, it's the Most High and his men that are going to be laughing. All right. This is the book of Luke chapter 6 and verse 24. It says, "But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation." And this man, Druski, he's gotten the bag, man. He's got his, he streams. He's got his own little shows on the internet. He's getting paid, man. And he's living his good life, man. Like you see him in any any of his videos, man. He's living good, man. Joking around, thinking everything's fun and games, because he has that money. All right, he thinks he's living that high. All right, but that's your consolation for this side of the world, man. Because the consolation of the elect is going to be the salvation in the time of need, in the time of destruction. But right now is when Druski's getting his consolation. Okay? The servants of the Most High, they're sighing and crying for the abominations that are done in this world. All right? The oppression and the ridicule of Esau Edom. And this guy is doing is helping him out, man. All right? Verse 25, it says, "Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger." All right, and you see him, he's eating good, but also too in knowledge or in understanding. He thinks he understands it. All right, you can't tell him nothing. He's already a full cup. It says, but he's gonna hunger. It says, "Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep." And that's the point, man. They're having a good old time laughing, but hey, this is the time for that. This is the time for the wicked to bear rule. This is the time for the other nations to be an authority. This is their time. So, Jake want to be hand in hand with them. All right, you're still not gonna go unpunished. Okay, so there's gonna be a judgment for what comes. Because you're allowed to do these things right now doesn't mean you're not going to have to pay for it later. This is Proverbs 1 and 22. It says, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Here it is, the scriptures through prophecy, through descriptions, point to us being the children of the Most High. All right. It talks about the promise of those that are serving bondage in modern day Babylon, which is America, and that happens to be you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, here it is. The Lord's giving us the breakdown on who we are, so that we can walk a way of life and not a death style of this world. But these people love simplicity. They like to joke around, scorn. All right, and not come to the knowledge of the Most High. Verse 23, it says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." All right, and that's what the men of the Lord have been doing. What the Lord has sanctioned his prophets, his men, to preach. Verse 24, it says, it says, because you're not going to get, the Most High come, or his son to come and sit on your couch to break this down for you. He sends men to bring forth his word. Like it says in Ezekiel, the flock of my pasture are men. Okay. Verse 24, it says, "Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh." All right. So that's that, you're laughing now, but the Lord's going to have the last laugh. And it's not going to be just any old general calamity, man. It says here, your calamity, your fear. So the one that created the heavens and the earth, the one that created you, that gave you life, knows what you truly fear. All right. And that's what he's going to give you over to, just for scorning, for setting his counsel at naught. All right. For not reaching out when his hand is stretched out. Verse 27, it says, "When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof." And that's what it is, man. Because you hate knowledge. It says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge." Okay? See, the Most High, he's teaching us how to live a lifestyle. All right? And, if you don't want to live a style of life, then that means you're going after death. Like Yahweh Shai said, if you're not gathering, you're scattering. All right? And you're not building righteousness through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? But wickedness in the spirit of Esau, Edom. All right? And the wicked of this world. Okay? 2 Corinthians 13:8, it says, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, whether you guys scorn or whether you scorn or not. At the end of the day, the elect who have been predestinated from the beginning, all right, are going to preach the word. All right, the word's going to get out there. And at the end of the day, it's only brought more publicity onto the whole Israelite thing. Okay? So there's nothing that can be done against the truth, but for it. Okay? And like they have the saying, all publicity is good publicity. Bad publicity is good publicity. Something to that effect. All right. So, I read the first 2 verses just to give the judgment, but at the end of the day, we're not bent out of shape over it, because, these things are predestined. The scripture says in the last day shall come scoffers. So these things we're aware that are supposed to happen, but nevertheless, all right, the judgment has to be given. Okay. And either way, it's all working for the plan of the Most High, because more is done for the truth now. So, call halal Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is Matthew 24. And, let's see here. In verse 13, it says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." The righteous elect are going to endure the ridicule, all right, the affliction, the low estate, all right, knowing the bitterness of knowing that we're yet this day in our captivity. We got the wicked in authority, okay, and fighting for righteousness, fighting to push forth the word and applying it to yourself as well. All right, because there's in order for the lifestyle, the style of life to benefit you is for you to apply it. Okay, verse 14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So, this extra publicity is only helping for the gospel to preach that much more. You have somebody that may watch Druski and see the ridicule and, may have never seen any of these guys. All right. And cause him to inquire and either get condemned to believe some folly, or to be saved to find the truth, man, according to the precepts, precept upon precept. This is a book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 2. So it's all pushing to the end. There's Revelation 7 and 2. It says, "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of God, Salakia, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea." So that hurt upon the earth has been sanctioned already. The Most High gave permission unto these angels to bring that destruction. All right, but the angel, all right, was crying out to them and said what? Verse 3, it says, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their forehead." All right, and there's going to be an elect that endure unto the end. And if you read further down, you're going to see it's 12,000 out of each tribe, each of the 12 tribes, which is going to make 144,000, plus an innumerable multitude of the Israelites that were scattered abroad throughout the whole world, that may look like the other nations. Also the scriptures talk about a man saving himself and his household. So there's going to be a lot of, houses that are in that innumerable multitude as well. Okay. But nevertheless, once the elect is sealed, once the elect hears and believes and gets that last penny, all right, then is the end coming. Then is that destruction coming. All right. Then that shame, that cry later is going to come. All right. So, nevertheless, the truth is still being pushed, and when it reaches the four corners of the earth, that's when our Lord's coming back. So, I'll leave y'all with that. I pray this is an edifying lesson, like always, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who really teach well, and salutations to the brethren pushing forth this word in truth and in sincerity. And to the next one, brothers, say Shalom, Kwame Asherallah, and Abba Ball.